Hello, welcome to QRT News 2018. I am Huyền Ngan and let's see what we have today for the headlines. Provincial leaders pay pre-TET visits. Quasi-TET in areas hit by natural disasters. Hương Sơn village making bánh chưng bánh tét for TET holiday. On the morning of February the 9th, Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee Quang and delegations of the Provincial Party, State People's Council and Fatherland Front offered flowers and incense to late President of the State's Council Võ Chí Công at his memorial house in Tam Xuân Quang Commune, Núi Thành District on the occasion of Lunar New Year. In the solemn atmosphere, the delegation respectfully placed flowers, offered incense, and spent several minutes commemorating the great contribution of the late President Võ Chí Công. The delegates expressed their deep gratitude to the late president for devoting his whole life to the party, to the revolutionary as well as the people's happiness. They promised to follow Võ Chí Công example, devoting their best abilities to build Quang Nam richer and more developed. Võ Chí Công is one of the excellent students of the late President Ho Chi Minh. Before, on February the 6th afternoon, Mr. Quang offered incense for Patriot Huỳnh Thúc Kháng at his memorial house in Hamlet 1, Tiên Cảnh Commune, Tiên Phước District. Huỳnh Thúc Kháng, born in 1876, came from a poor family but very smart and studious. He has made great contributions to the natural liberation. In May 1946, Alcohol entrusted Huỳnh Thúc Kháng as acting president. On April the 21st, 1947, he was seriously ill and died in Quang Ngai Province. His tomb is located in Thiên An Mountain of Quang Ngai Province. On this occasion, Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee Quang visited and gave presents to the family of Huỳnh Thúc Khang's children and grandchildren, who are continuously worshipping and taking care of the relic house. Quang Nam Provincial Party Committee has the policy of mobilizing all resources to help people in mountainous areas that were affected by storms and landslide, especially ethnic minorities, to have a full and happy TET. Responding to this policy, these days, dozens of missions from provincial leaders and departments and hundreds of charity groups have brought many practical and meaningful spring gifts to the people here. Due to the impact of storm number 12 in villages 2 and 3 of Chaban Commune, Nam Trà My District, there are 144 houses that were eroded or at high risk of landslide. Facing with the above situation, Nam Trà My District has deployed emergency construction of K2 residential area in order to relocate affected households. Visiting and giving gifts to the households, Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee Quang had a speech acknowledging the efforts of the whole district. I am very impressed coming here. The whole area is like a work camp. The soldiers, youngsters, and local people are hustling, taking advantage of dry weather to build houses for TET. Electricity is also on the way to be connected before the Lunar New Year. It can be confirmed that this area will become a model residential area in 6 to 7 months. Reportedly, during the rainy season in late 2017, the whole province has 119 houses that were heavily damaged and nearly 300 houses that were deteriorated. As soon as the storm passes, many agencies, organizations, and enterprises have visited and provided financial support for the local people to build or repair houses. In addition to stabilizing the shelters for people in disaster areas, Quang Nam also called for the participation from business community and Quang Nam people who live far away to join hand for the meaningful TET gifts to these mountainous people, sharing their difficulties, helping them to have a full and well-being TET.
Do cơn bão 12
Due to the typhoon number 12, we suffered from great losses and damages. Receiving the gifts today, we are very thankful to the kindness of the provincial government. The Lunar New Year is coming. We are very happy and excited receiving the caring from the party and the government for our whole commune. New houses and Tet gifts to the poor households who are affected by natural disasters in the province have left beautiful images on this proliferate season. A warm spring with the kindness and compassion of the Vietnamese people has been lit up everywhere in this land of love. On the afternoon of February the 8th, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Lê Văn Thanh, paid a courtesy visit to Godai Border Guard Station in Hoi An City. Vice Chairman sent good wishes for health and happiness to officers and soldiers, and also suggested that soldiers should be vigilant, strengthen the patrol, ensure security in order for people to enjoy that holiday. Same day in the afternoon, Mr. Phan Thái Bình, Deputy Head of the National Assembly Delegation of Quang Nam Province, paid a courtesy visit to the officers and soldiers of the Border Guard and the Battalion No. 70 on Cham Island, Tam Hiệp Commune, Hoi An City. Leaders of the units said that before, during and after the Lunar New Year, officers of Cham Island will increase their security and readiness to fight, develop plans to coordinate with locals to handle with all of the situations. In addition, they assigned permanent officers and soldiers in 4 villages to stay and enjoy that festival with local residents here through organizing entertainment activities, accordingly understand the locals' expectation, grasp the information and timely advice to the upper levels to help people have a happy holiday. Bánh chưng, bánh Tết, or stuffed sticky rice cakes are the most special traditional food for the Lunar New Year in Vietnam. We'll get a chance now to visit Huon Sơn village, Hoa Hương Ward, which is famous for making these Tết specialities in Tam Kỳ City. On the pre-Tet days, Mr. Phan and K's family are always busy preparing ingredients for making bánh chưng, bánh Tết, including sticky rice, green bean, pork meat, and banana leaves. The space of making these cakes is more jolly and vibrant, with talks and recalls of unforgettable memories and stories about relatives who are living far away from their motherland. My family has made this special food for about 20 to 30 years. This job helps me to make a living and bring up my children. There are about 10 households which still maintain the profession of making bánh chưng, bánh Tết in Huon Sơn village. Especially on Tet holiday, many households can sell up to 1,000 cakes per day. The wonderful thing is that almost people here know how to produce this special food. After school, these children often help their parents cut, clean the leaves, and wrap all ingredients inside the leaves with bamboo strings. After school, I often help my parents to clean the leaves and wrap the cakes. I want to maintain this traditional job of my family. In order to make delicious and beautiful cakes, we have to be careful in every step. Bánh chưng, bánh Tết are placed on the ancestors' altars during Tet holiday, so I make them with all of my honor and respect. The cakes made by Huon Sơn villagers are very well known because the makers always choose the right type of glutinous rice, mung green bean, and good pork meat. Through time, bánh chưng, bánh Tết here are still entirely handmade and boiled with wood or coal. Despite some differences in the past and nowadays, the cozy feeling of sitting around warm fire to wrap and boil the cakes still remain the same. A delicious cake is full of maker's heart. Bánh chưng, bánh Tết are the soul of Vietnamese New Year. They have become the most famous and irreplaceable traditional Vietnamese food in Tet holiday. For Vietnamese, bánh chưng, bánh Tết remind the next generations of the ancient tradition and help them to express their respectful gratitude to their ancestors and homeland. On the morning of February the 5th, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee Lê Văn Thành welcomed the delegation of Korea Foundation, KF, headed by Mr. Park Hyun-chun, director. On the occasion, Mr. Park is scheduled to finish his term of 3 years working in Vietnam. The provincial leaders noted the great contribution of KF and Mr. Park to the birth of Tam Thanh Mural Village, which made Tam Kỳ and Quang Nam become more known by visitors. At the same time, the support for the implementation of this project in Quang Nam has step by step developed a friendly and cooperative relationship between Vietnam and South Korea, including Quang Nam and Tam Kỳ with other Korea's localities. On this occasion, the provincial leaders awarded Mr. Park Hyun-chun a certificate of merit and hoped that in the coming time, though he no longer works in Vietnam, Mr. Park will continue to assist the cultural ties between two countries. This week, Vice Chairman Lê Văn Thành had a working session with the organizing committee of the 12th International Women's Volleyball Championship VTV9 Bình Điền in 2018. The 12th VTV9 Bình Điền International Women's Volleyball Cup will be held from May 12th to May 20th, 2018 at Quang Nam Gymnasium. Attending the tournament will be 8 teams, including 3 domestic strong teams and 5 prestigious volleyball clubs abroad. Vice Chairman Lê Văn Thành said that this championship is a prestigious tournament in the Asian volleyball system and is famous in the region, attracting many players with high ability so that the PPC commits to review and invest in infrastructure items in accordance with standards, ensuring the quality of well-serving the tournament. It's the end of today's bulletin. Please log on the website qrt.vn for more news and updates. Thank you for being with us and see you next time.